Hello and welcome back to my channel. This week's video is going to be pushed back because we have obviously had a death in the family. Binx has passed away. I pretty much just got home from work and found him, and I froze him, and then we're probably going to preserve him, so maybe next week I'll also teach you guys how to preserve small animals. So essentially what happened was we fed him last week. He ate fine. He seemed okay. We didn't really have any idea that he wasn't doing well, but we did know that he wasn't really responding well to handling. He was still pretty skittish and shy, which was a bad sign. So we had cut back on handling, didn't really check on him too often, just checking in with his temperatures. Every now and then we'd pull him out, make sure he has to get handled here and there, but not too much. And we checked on him. We only took him out once during this past week because it's Saturday that he passed away. And we only checked on him, we only pulled him out once. And I noticed he was sluggish and he looked skinny and he looked dehydrated. He didn't look underfed. He looked just a little dehydrated, and his spine was really showing. And he wasn't dehydrated enough to get wrinkles, because I've had a boa old partner situation. But basically I've seen a snake get dehydrated before to the point where their skin has wrinkles, and then we just gave him a soap and he came right back. He was fine. There was never any problems with that snake. But with Binx, he wasn't even that dehydrated to the point where he had wrinkles. It was just to make his spine look a little protruded. But also, he's a blood python. They kind of have pointy spines, unless they're being overfed. So I tried not to think too much of it, but he was moving kind of slow, so I was worried about him. I was almost I was thinking of feeding him on Thursday, because we hung out with him on Wednesday. So I was thinking about maybe feeding him on Thursday, but I was with him, because of him moving slowly, but I was I don't know, he'll probably be fine just one day. He has no reason to be doing bad right now. I didn't end up feeding him on Thursday. We kept his regular routine, and we were gonna feed him on Friday. He didn't accept any of the food I gave him, so that was a bad sign. I was all right, I don't really know what to do from there, because that's a mouse. It's smelly, it's frozen thawed, so if he's not accepting that, all I can really do is try and offer him live. But with him moving so slowly, is he gonna be able to handle live? So when we woke up this morning, we didn't check on him. We were we just need to go straight to the expo, get him a live mouse, and then we'll bring it back and feed it to him. So we went to the expo in our area and got him this tiny little mouse. We even got Moon a live item, so she's just getting a couple extra calories this week because she's getting to the end of her growing cycle. So I'm kind of gonna fatten her up a little bit. She's always been healthy. I don't want her to have any overweight issues, but just with her coming out of this growing stage, I'm just trying to fatten her up. So I got her a live rat, and we got Binx a live mouse. When we brought it home, I opened the door to the bedroom, and Charlie was in first, and it's his snake, so he was gonna feed it, and he was he's dead. And I was what are you talking about? If a snake's just sitting there, you don't want to jump the gun. Snakes don't move much. So I was why are you saying he's dead? And the second I looked at him, it immediately sunk in, because he was flipped over. Snakes, if he was just still, I was what? But if he was flipped over, that's not good. That's a death curl. So I immediately 5 stages of grief. First one is denial. I didn't believe. I was no, he can't. Why is he flipped over? And I reached in and pulled him out, and he was not dead yet. he just felt cold, which was weird because the thermometer said 79, which is kind of high for a cold side. So I was like, it's weird that he feels a little cold. Maybe he's just not going over to his hot side enough. Like I know the temperatures are right. We're offering it to him, but his hide is on the cold side. Maybe he just feels too anxious to go over there and warm up. I don't know. Technically, I don't even know that the temperature is what killed him. He could have had like a wasting disease or something. He was moving super sluggishly, like in his last couple of days. So I don't know. I started massaging him, and like I laid him down, and he was still alive. And I kept massaging him, and it was like he was coming back. And I was like, all right, I'm saving him. And like I was telling Charlie, like, go get me some warm water, or like let's get him, like, don't make it deep, make it warm. We're gonna put him in it. We're gonna just get him back somehow. And I was massaging him, and it was really working, at least to like it. I don't think there was any saving him, but there was keeping him alive. And that's, I think, what I was doing in that moment. And we put him like on the hot side and in his water dish, and we both had to go to work. And I had massaged him a bit. He seemed like he was coming back. He's just started to get tongue flicks. So I was like, all right, let's leave him alone. We don't want to stress him out anymore. Put him in the warm water dish, and hopefully like that'll just get him moving. And like, because eventually that's going to be too hot. He'll have to leave and go to the cold side. I mean, if not, I could come home from work and move him if he's still feeling too sluggish. But regardless, like, he needs warmth right now, I think. So I left him there, and that was all we could do. We had to go to work. So just got home and went in there and checked on him, and he wasn't flipped over, but he had moved a lot, because when I had left him alone, he was still in the water dish. But when I left for work, I had looked at him one more time, and he had slithered into his hide. It looked like he came out of the hide and like kind of looped around. So it looked like he was moving. He definitely moved a lot from where we finally like put him in his last spot where Charlie thought was going to be his final resting place. But I mean, he didn't make it far, and I don't know what did it, but I froze him, and I guess tomorrow we're gonna try and preserve him, and we'll show you guys how to do that in next week's video. A lot happened this week. I'm sitting in with the Rattlesnake right now, and we got her a plant, and we got a new enclosure that Charlie bought for me, which was awesome. So I don't want to spoil too much of that. I just wanted to come in here and kind of like cheer up a little bit. Charlie's not home from work, but he knows about Binx, and Binx is his snake, so he's definitely very sad about it. But that's all for this week, at least that we're recording, but it's not, so stay tuned. There's some Rattlesnake stuff coming up next, us getting her in there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. See, snakes love boxes. If you have time today, get your snake a box. She loves it.
Oh, she's taking a bath.
I also upgraded her water dish since she has all this extra space. I figured why not.
She's scared.